Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts.
Under pressure.
Welcome in. It's another episode from the Critics Collective. I'm the Dad Panther, variety streamer, content creator, master of none. And today we're going to talk about Thunderbolts, asterisk. I have to say that for legal reasons, we'll explain at the episode of the spoiler, but there'll be no spoiler on this one, okay? No spoiler. You're in a safe place. We got not so super fan Manny. We have Maite here. We've got Corey here. We got some of the gang here. Eddie's in the background hiding, doing some editing. I don't know, but this is going to be a little different. We're going to skip the first impression because majority of us, we're excited about this, except for me. I was not expecting anything from this. I'll just say that. With that being said, let's go into our highs and lows. We'll start with Maite.
Sorry, I was like, let me unmute real quick. My highs and lows. I don't feel like the low was the main character for me. I wanted to just, anyways, but I had a lot of highs. I liked the intro, just like the little narrating from, just how it kind of started off, and then just the action scenes. I actually really enjoyed it. It was funny to me. I was laughing. I feel like not a lot of people laughed in my theater. I'm like, am I the only one that thinks this is like super funny? But okay. So I was just giggling to myself. I feel like I was just I need to watch. I'm watching it again. So I'm like, I have to like really analyze it. I like to, when I really like it, I feel like I'm just like so immersed into the movie. Like I'm in the world. And then I had to see it again to really like kind of just break it down. I'm like,
all right. Okay. What about you, Corey?
Highs. I would say the action, first and foremost. Man, how do
That's not a good thing, y'all.
It was. I would say it is one of the better ones of this phase, the current phase. The comedy was there. I mean, I can't really say too much about the action because no one had powers, so it was just like a lot of hand-to-hand stuff. I mean, I just went in trying to have no expectations so I can get the most out of it, honestly. So, yeah, the lows. I don't know. It was good. It was a solid flick. Go see it.
Manny,
I'll tell you.
Manny, what are you thinking?
Yeah, pretty much the same with these guys as far as the action. I also went in there without expectation. I thought, it was just another Marvel cash grab. Some of my lows, I can't really talk about it because it will be a spoiler. So I will probably have to wait for the spoiler talk to bring up my low. But it's not that crazy of a low. It's just like this one scene. I was like, that was it. But other than that, the high, again, action. It seems like Marvel's back into somewhat of the formula they were doing. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. So for me, I always start at the bottom with the lows. The lows for me was it was too long. Getting a little bit over 2 hours for a movie that's more action based. I felt like, man, I wish the tempo was fast, just as fast as the fighting scenes. The other low that I would have is the real villain or the bad person in this isn't the traditional bad person. Nope, I can't say it because I want to spoil it. This movie wasn't a traditional superhero movie. I felt like there was a deeper meaning that a lot of people are going to connect to, or maybe I just saw this and I was just somewhere else. We'll talk about it in the spoiler episode. And then the good thing I would say from this was I did enjoy the cast. I thought the cast was well-rounded. I thought they fit together for what they were trying to do with this movie, kind of a group of rebels. Probably the one that stole it for me was the Guardian, Red Guardian. I mean, he just seems like a dude to get a drink with and just to have a good time of. He was just, every time his comedic timing was perfect. And I just thought that was smooth. So I thought they did some interesting things camera-wise, but those would be my highs and lows. Now, Maite, did you have any lows on yours?
No, not really. I mean, I know I did say the main villain. Like she wasn't your typical, but you know they weren't your typical like. I mean,
Race
I mean,
figures.
the main villain could be perspective wise until you see the whole movie.
Cleanup crew,
But
gotcha.
but I like it. Even like the assistant, I like the assistant, like her little character. Hopefully, we see her more later on because usually you kind of do. Um, I
No, I
really
think
like
that's
Red
it for that
Guardian.
character.
Just
Her,
get rid of her off payroll. Just take her off. You
I
didn't need
like
her.
Yeah,
her.
you know how Marvel is.
Maybe she might be a love interest. You never know.
You know what? With that being said, it is time to rate this thing. Let's just slow it down. We're gonna have a deep discussion later on. Look for that video. But as of right now, here at the Critics Collective, we rate it from a 0 to a 5. 5 being sinners. Go check our review for that. Check the deep discussion. 0 would be I Hostage. Okay, check that out on Netflix. Don't check it out. That was hot fucking garbage. But that's how we rate it. Let us know in the comments what you think this movie Thunderbolts is. Now, all we ask is 3 minutes of your time. Just check us out. Put in the comments what you're watching or what we should be watching. Hit the subscribe button, like, follow, all that other stuff. We would greatly appreciate it. Now, with that being said, Corey, what are you rating Thunderbolts asterisk?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Mm.
I'm gonna give it a 4. Like it because I say that because it is up there with this, like with as far as like quality for the phase. Like every film they've been dropping since was Infinity War just been like bomb after bomb. Like, and it's like it would give you high expectations and just under delivers. But this one, you know, you go on with low expectations because of the previous ones, and you come out like, I enjoyed that. Like I would go see this again for sure.
Okay. What about you, Manny?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. Pretty much. I agree with what you said as far as there's no main villain as far as the story goes. There wasn't a focal point of where, like, oh, we're gonna go after this one person technically. But other than that, again, Marvel seems to be rolling back until their old formula as far as making film. I enjoyed it. The comedy was there, the action was there. I don't agree with as far as you said as it was too long, you know. But I wish with all that time they focused on each and every character more. But other than that, enjoyed it.
Okay, Maite, what did you think? What's your rating?
I agree. It's a 4 because it's not like, you know, when it comes to Marvel, it's not like, oh my god, like so many things. Like it's a good. Is this the intro to this new phase, or we're already in the middle of it? Like I don't know the timeline.
Man, that's a great question. I felt like
it
this
gave
is their way
intro
to
to new
end.
phase.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. Like they were resetting some stuff after the strike, after COVID, and like, hey,
I
let's
think that was with
adjust some stuff.
the movie that came out before, the Captain America movie.
Right, because you
I
had
think
Captain
that one was the
America.
beginning, and then
Yes,
now
I
because
think
they
we're
did
early
mention
on
it.
in the phase.
Yeah.
I think
So I
Corey's
mean,
checking it out right now.
Yeah,
it's a good start because obviously the end of the phase is when, you know, it gets juicier. So yeah, I agree. It's a 4.
Okay, so for me, I would say this is a 3. This
Oh
is a
wow.
3. Even though my expectation was low on this, I felt that I wanted to know more about these characters because I knew at the timeline with this phase, we're going to get thrusted into some other characters, Fantastic Four, Doom, so many other characters that are on the rumor of the books. And so when you give us this group of collective, I need to know more about them. And like what Manny said, I just felt like there was enough time to get to know them. And I needed more, and I'm not trying to spoil anything. I needed more than a hug to wrap it up for me. I just felt like going to the movie theater. I needed something a little bit more than how we got the ending of it. I felt like without spoiling anything, and wait for the discussion that we'll do, when they go ahead and reveal the end, the curtain. I'm just gonna say the curtain. You know what I'm talking about, the curtain. I felt just as shocked as they did. I was like, oh, okay, Marvel. Oh, you got us. Okay, all right, okay, all right. We're gonna tie this up. So, with that being said, before we get out of here, I do want to say something. There is 2 end credits on here. There's a funny end credit, and then there's a serious end credit that kind of sets some stuff up. One of their best end credits probably they've done in a while for Marvel. So just stay tuned for that. So if you're sitting there like, hey, should I sit here and play the name game? You should, because there's 2 end credits. All right. Does anybody else have anything to say? Anything? No? Just all right. Well,
that from this was the end of Phase 5.
ooh.
Yeah, so we're going.
So we're in uncharted territory.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say the Fantastic Four would be the start of the next phase, or how's that look?
That's what it's looking like from the list they got. You know, because we got Ironheart, the series, and then Fantastic Four. So yeah.
Yep, and then Ironheart I think is in June or July 25th on Disney Plus. So look out for that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here. We greatly appreciate it. Until next time, kalika-lika-lao.